Welcome, everybody. Welcome. My name is Gucci. I am your instructor today. This is Cycle Express. This is a 30-minute cycling workout. We'll be in and out, and you'll get a great cardio workout in. If you have not already, make sure your seat height is parallel to your hip. So when you're pedaling, your knee and your hips can reach full extension. So if you're seated and pedaling now, and you feel a little bunched up on that downstroke, go ahead and move your seat up. And if you feel like you're reaching on that downstroke, go ahead and move your seat down. There should be a knob on the back of it that you can just turn, pull, and raise or lower your seat any way you need. The rest, the handlebars, and how close the seat is definitely up to your comfort. But we want to make sure that we have the height right so we can get the most out of this class. Again, if you're just joining us, my name is Gucci, and this is Cycle Express. But if you have your seat height to a good, comfortable level, go ahead and start pedaling with me. We're giving everybody about a minute to walk or to get on here. Not walk here. While we wait for them, we're just gonna pedal and get our legs working. A little bit of an extra warm-up for us, and then it'll be a fun time. Alright, and it is 4 p.m., so we're going to go ahead and start class. Everybody go ahead and locate that center red knob in the center of your bike. This is going to be a resistance knob, so turning it to the left is going to take your resistance off. Turning it to the right is going to add resistance, and pushing down on this is also going to bring our flywheel to a stop. If at any point you need to go get water or go to the bathroom, make sure you press down on that before dismounting the bike for your own safety. If you are not on a Schwinn bike here at the SRAC and you're somewhere else cycling, make sure you know how to do those same controls on whatever bike you're on so you can get the most out of this class. Your bike might also have a center console. If it does, you can turn that on. Typically what these do, these tell us our RPM, so how fast we're pedaling, and our power or our wattage. It might be different depending on your bike, but this is just how much force we're exerting on the pedals. These numbers are pretty good to see how much work we're putting into class, but you don't necessarily need them. So if you don't have access to that center console, that is absolutely okay. Everybody go ahead and sit up nice and tall for me. Give a couple shoulder rolls back. Good. Hinging forward at the hips, we're going to find a light grip on those handlebars. We should have a slight bend in our elbows. Good. As we ride, we're going to want to focus on keeping that engaged core, open chest, and flat back posture. Making sure that we're pedaling through the center of our foot. Good. Sometimes as we get tired in class, the first thing to go is our form. We want to make sure that we are engaged in that form the entire class ride. Good. Everybody go ahead and increase your resistance a little bit on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being Mary Poppins flying around in the sky, 10 being there's way too much resistance on your flywheel that you can't even pedal. Go ahead and bring your resistance up to a nice medium 5. So we should be feeling like we're putting in some work, but we should be doing it for a prolonged amount of time. Basically, like you're just kind of, your flywheel is just making contact with the road. Good, and we're going to bring back this number scale in for one drill later on in class, but just mind that 1 is super, super, super easy work, almost no work at all, and 10 is super, super hard work, almost undoable work. But we will come back to that number scale to gauge how much work we should be putting in for a certain drill. You've got about a minute left in warm-up, so go ahead and increase that resistance a little bit. Get our legs a little more in here. We're going to kick off stage 1 with a sprint song. And we're going to have 3 rounds, 30 seconds sprinting, 30 seconds off. Super, super easy. By the end of it, we should have done 3 sprints. Good, but we've got about 30 seconds left in our warm-up. Taking this time to do whatever it is you need to do. Make sure you have water with you. If you don't, go ahead and fill up your water bottle or try and find a water bottle. Also, if you have a towel with you, that might help, but it's not necessary. Again, but I do highly recommend having some water with you. If we are now moving into the first work song of stage 1. Like I said, it's going to be our sprint song. So I'll cue us when our sprint starts. But before we start our first sprint, it's important that we put enough resistance on our flywheel to where we can maintain stability in the seat. Meaning if you put some resistance on and you start your sprint and you still feel super bouncy, we're going to want to increase that. Good. We're looking for speed in this work song, but we're also looking for control and stability. In our first 30-second sprint is in 3, 2, 1. Sprinting, we're getting our RPMs anywhere between 85 and 105. And if you don't have that RPM measure, you're sprinting as fast as you can, but maintaining stability. Good. If our hips are bouncy, we're going to want to increase that resistance. Good. Keep pushing. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take it back. 30 seconds off. Good. Taking advantage of these 30-second breaks to get water if we need. We are on for our second sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Increase that resistance, 30 seconds on. Again, looking for stability. Halfway there, 15 seconds left. Good, keep pushing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take it back. We have one more sprint after this, taking advantage of this 30 seconds. Seconds before our next sprint. Closing out this sprint in 3, 2, 1. Last 30 seconds right here. Good, really pushing ourselves. We're halfway there. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. We've got about 40 seconds before we go into our next song. Taking advantage of this time to get some water and to catch our breath a little bit before we end stage 1 with our next work song. Our next work song is a standing climb. So when the song switches, I'm going to go ahead and come up out of the saddle. You can join me whenever you're ready, but when we're coming out of the saddle, it's important that we have enough resistance on our flywheel to combat the weight of ourselves over the pedal now. So when we stand up, we're going to want to give that resistance knob a turn to the right. Again, as we pedal, we're looking for stability. And when we're in this standing position, we really want to focus on that engaged core. Stay lifted, keeping the majority of our weight over the pedal, and still pedaling through the center of the foot. This song is going to be a standing climb, so we're going to simulate what it feels like to climb a mountain while biking. So as you go up a mountain, the closer you get to the top, the deeper it's going to get. So we're going to periodically add resistance during this song. It's about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this drill. We're going to go ahead and do one resistance turn right here. We're looking for half turns. Good. If we're imaginative people, we can imagine that we're climbing Kennesaw Mountain or Stone Mountain, whatever mountain you want. And we get to do it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Good. Our second increase in resistance is right here. Again, looking at half turn.
No height is out of reach.
Good. Keep pushing, making sure we have that form of that engaged core. We've got just under a minute left standing. Resistance turn right here. After this, we only have one left. It should be getting heavy under our feet. We're taking strong strides right now. Good. Our last resistance turn in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds at this pace. We're strong legs right now. Maybe we're leaning to get through each stride, but we are doing what it takes to finish strong. We have got 10 seconds left. Stay up, stay up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come down. We're in our recovery song. We've got about 2 minutes and 15 seconds to catch our breath, get some water, and let our heart rates drop a little bit before we finish with stage 2.
All the way to the top, never stop, no. We are the champions. All the way to the top, never stop, no. We are the champions. We are the champions. We are the champions.
While we are in this break, I do want to talk to you guys about in-person group fitness. It has returned. We are offering some classes in
Hope that
person.
everybody ready for my lyrical machete. Bring
I
so much
encourage you all to
ready.
come out. I
Anybody ever
teach
did it?
a
You
strength
get it?
class
I'm
on
the
Wednesdays at
champion. It's like a
3:15.
one-on-one
So if you
against
enjoy my
me.
cycling class,
Ain't nobody ever
hopefully
did it
you'll
like
enjoy my
this.
strength
You
class,
can
but
take
you
an aim,
won't know
but you're
if
bound
you
to miss.
come.
No matter
So I
how
hope to
hard you
see
try,
you
you never
there.
win. When they see me take the
We
top
also
spot.
offer classes
Alright,
such
now
as
scream it
Zumba,
out.
yoga.
Champion. Yeah, come on.
I
now,
think
scream
hip-hop
it
toning
out.
is something that
I'm
we
champion.
offer live.
Then I'm
But
going.
for more
Then I'm
information,
going.
go to
All the way
mysportsrec.nfl.edu under the
never stop,
Owlfit tab,
no.
and you'll get to see all of the classes we offer
We are
virtually
the champions.
and live. But if you do choose
All
to
the
come to
way
a live
to the
class, make
top,
sure you
never
reserve your
stop,
spot in that live class,
no.
as well as in the facility
We are
as a
the
whole, so that way you can get
champions.
into the facility and then get into
We
your
are the
fitness
champions.
class. But please, please, please come out.
We are
All
the
of us instructors miss seeing your
champions.
wonderful, wonderful, beautiful faces. Me especially.
We are the champions.
We've got about 30 seconds left in
All
our
the way
recovery.
to the
So go
top.
ahead and start increasing that resistance back
All the way
up
to the top.
just to get our legs ready for stage 2.
All the way to the top. Never stop. No.
We're going to kick off stage 2 with a
We are the
seated standing combo.
champions. All the way
4 rounds.
to the top. Never stop.
One
no.
round is going to be a seated heavy. The second round is
We
going
are
to
the
be a standing heavy. And that
champions.
third round is going to be a seated heavy again. And that fourth
We
final
are the
round is going to be a
champions.
standing heavy. As we
We
move
are
into
the
this
champions.
drill, go ahead and put enough resistance on your flywheel to where you feel like you're pedaling at a 7 out of 10. It should feel pretty heavy on our feet, and like we're putting in a good amount of work. And we're going to kick off this drill now. We've got about a minute pedaling at this resistance. If we have our RPM gauge, our RPM should not be exceeding 75 because we should have enough resistance to keep us down. This drill is about strength and not speed. Good, we're halfway through the seated round 1. When we stand, we want to make sure we do get that resistance knob a turn to the right. I know that we're at a heavy resistance now, but we're still going to want to be in a standing heavy, so we're still giving that resistance knob a turn to the right. of standing in 3, 2, 1. Giving that knob a resistance turn to the right. Pedaling in a standing heavy. We're going to be in this for a minute. Good, remembering that engage core, open chest, flat back. Majority of our weight over the pedals and pedaling through the center of our foot. Good, halfway through. Keep pushing, we got about 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are seated heavy. You can take some resistance off if you like, but we are still in a very, very heavy resistance. It should be taking some strength to get through these strides. Good, as we go further in this drill and our legs get tired, we can focus on pulling our heel to our glute to make cycling a push-pull method rather than just pushing on your downstroke. We're also adding a pull on our upstroke. Good, we can engage the back of our legs, taking some stress off of that front half, making this drill a little bit more bearable. 15 seconds left seated. Some good news though is this round of standing is our last round of this drill. Coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2. Give that knob a turn to the right and come up out of the saddle. 1 minute left. We can also focus on that push-pull while we're standing. Just because we're standing doesn't mean that we cannot pull our heels to our glute. Good, 45 seconds left. Halfway there. Seconds left. Keep pushing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Good. Taking a little bit of a break before we move into this next drill. This next drill is going to be 30, 20, 10. So back to that number scale, we're going to work for 30 seconds in a 6 work zone on that scale of 1 to 10, 20 seconds in a 7, and 10 seconds in an 8. We're starting that 30 seconds right here, but we should be seated and a little bit above a warm-up recovery pace. So again, a 6 out of 1 and 10. When we increase up to that 7, we're going to increase that resistance and increase the RPMs. And then at the end of this, for that last 10-second bout, the idea is to be in a weighted sprint. And we're going to be doing this 4 rounds. We're increasing our resistance in 3, 2, 1. We're in that first 20 seconds of a 7 out of 10 work. Good, we're already halfway there. Mentally preparing ourselves for our weighted sprint coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds. Increasing that resistance, getting those RPMs up. Pushing through, you're already halfway there. 3, 2, 1, and take it back. 30 seconds at a 6. And we're going to be doing that 3 more times. Taking advantage of this 30 seconds to get water if you need. Though this drill is challenging, it's seated the entire time, so we can take advantage of that to get water when we need. Increasing our resistance in 3, 2, 1, we're in 20 seconds of a 7 work zone. Good, here we go, increasing that resistance in 3, 2, go ahead and turn that knob. We are in a weighted sprint, 10 seconds. Good, push, 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 3, 2, 1, and take it back. Good, halfway through this drill. Again, taking advantage of this 30 seconds to get water if we need. Increasing that resistance in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 20 seconds of 7 work zone. Good, and we are on to our weighted sprint in 3, 2, 1. You know what to do. We are pushing. Good, halfway there. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Last round. After this song, we only have one more work song before class is over. So now is the time where we can start draining our tank, giving everything we have to the rest of class, and going home with a very, very great workout in our back pocket. Good. Increasing that resistance in 3, 2, 1. 20 seconds in that 7 work zone. Putting in work right now. Halfway there. Getting ready for that weighted sprint. Our final weighted sprint in 3, 2, 1. Last 10 seconds. Digging deep right here. Push. I know you have it in you. You're already halfway there. And done. Good. Take that resistance back. Our last drill of class is Tabata. For those of you that don't know what Tabata is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. And we're going to be doing this for 6 rounds, alternating between a seated heavy and a standing heavy. So again, we are working with resistance. And this drill, so go ahead and increase that resistance in our seated. And we are starting in 3, 2, 1. 20 seconds of that seated heavy right now.
Get up and move your body. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up and move your body. Get up.
Good, pedaling through.
Get up.
And 10 seconds off. As an added challenge, we can pedal through this resistance in our off seconds if we would like, or we can take that resistance back. But we are standing in 3, 2, 1. Coming up out of that saddle, 20 seconds of standing heavy. Making sure we have enough resistance to maintain balance and control. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a seat. 10 seconds off. Challenge to pedal through this resistance. Good. On in 3, 2, 1. Increasing that resistance. We are on for our seated heavy in 20 seconds. Good. Remembering our push-pull cycle method as we finish this heavy strength drill. 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds off.
Get up and move your body.
Good. Coming up out of the saddle in 3, 2, 1. Standing heavy. 20 seconds.
Get up and move your body. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Good. And 10 seconds off. We only have one more seated and one more standing, and then we are done with class. Giving everything you got in 3, 2, 1. 20 seconds of seated heavy right here. Draining our tank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 10 seconds off. 20 seconds in between you and cool down. Giving me the rest of what you got in 3, 2, 1. Come up out of that saddle and focus on hard work for 15 more seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take a seat. Take that resistance back. We are now in our cool down. Good. Taking this time to catch our breath, get some water, and bring our heart rates down. We should be pedaling with little to no resistance on our flywheel right now. Just relaxing. Good. Starting our on the bike stretches, we're going to take our arm and bring it across our chest. Meeting our wrists together, acting as if there's a magnetic repel between our shoulder and our ear. Trying to keep it down. Good. And release. Same thing on that other arm. Meeting our wrist and depressing our shoulder.
Get up. Get up. Get up and move your body. Get up. Get up and move. Get up. Get up and move your body. Get up.
And relax. Taking our fingers, placing them behind our back and popping our chest out. Lengthening our chest muscles. As we cycle, we're normally in a shortened position of our body, so we like to stretch those out at the end of class.
Get up. Get up.
Good, and release. Pressing down on that ready emergency knob to bring your flywheel to a stop. We're gonna hop off the bike. Find that nice incline on the back and prop our toes up on it. Hinging forward at the hips, we're going to find this stretch in the lower back half of our leg.
Get up and move. Get up. Get up and move your body. Get up. Get up and move. Get up. Get up and move your body. Get up. Get up and move.
Good, and if we want to get a little bit deeper in this stretch, we can bend at our knee and push a little forward at our hip. And we should find the stretch a little bit closer to our bone, feeling it a little bit deeper in that lower leg.
Get up and move. Get up and move your body. Get up and move. Get up
and release, propping that other toe up on our bike, hinging forward at our hips. Want to get a little bit deeper in that stretch, we can drop at our knee and push forward at our hip. Good, and release, finding that nice midpoint on our bike. Maybe we can use our seat if we're stretchy, but I am not. We're going to prop up our heel on that, keeping our hips square to the bike. Hinging forward at those hips yet again and finding our toe. Good, we should feel this stretch in the upper back half of our legs, otherwise known as our hamstring. other leg, dropping our heel up, squaring our hips to the bike, and hinging downward. Our ankle, point our knee directly to the ground, and keep our hips right on underneath us. Stretching in that upper front half of our leg, otherwise known as our quads. Cycling is a very quad dominant format, so this stretch is important. We can hang on to the bike for stability if we need to. I know if I did not, I would fall, and this is recorded, so that would be embarrassing because anybody can pull it up if they wanted. Good, and release, same thing on our other leg. This is our last stretch. Again, if you're interested in live group fitness, make sure you head on over to mysportsrec.kennesaw.edu and go under that Owlfit tab to see the classes that we offer. Go ahead and release. My name is Mushi. This was Cycle Express, and I hope to see you guys back next week.